Okay, now I know when I upload the videos to YouTube, it won't be in chronological order, but I want to record this video to explain to you if you choose to watch or listen to the mostly audio only Bananarama, this is why. So, as usual, like I did with Depeche Mode and with OMD, as soon as the headline acts came on, I held one of my phones in landscape mode and just filmed. And I started to do the same with Bananarama, thinking there'd be no problem. I'm in the very, very back row. The gentleman to my left, I've explained what I'm about to do, and he has no issue with that. He actually was visiting from Paris, so obviously he came not as far as me from Melbourne, Australia, but he came from another country, from France, to see Bananarama. During the second track, the second song of the night, I was still holding my phone, and then one of the ushers came over and said, a little bit of filming is okay, but not the whole thing. He said it quite politely, but he definitely meant what he said. I had a fight or flight response, calmly. As I continued to film the second track, I held it closer to my chest so it wouldn't be as evident that I was filming, but if you've been an usher at concerts and you've been instructed to ask the ticket holders not to film, obviously you can still tell that I'm still filming, even if I'm holding the phone to my chest or near my chest. So then I thought, well, in my mind, I have travelled all the way from Australia to see Bananarama. I know that doesn't necessarily mean I'm above the rules or trying to flaunt the rules, but essentially I wanted to because I saw other people doing it. Sure, they weren't filming the entire show, but now and again they were holding their phones up, and I was kind of keeping my eye out to think, will that same usher go down to every person and say, oh, to remind them, only a little filming. But the way the rest of the crowd were doing it, sporadically in little pockets, I could see maybe they were just doing it for TikTok, or just 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, or maybe they were just photos and not actually videos. So I thought to myself, to try to get myself to sleep at night, often I put YouTube on in the background and like to listen to either storytelling, like Mr. Balin is one, storytelling format of kind of suspenseful, scary, or mysterious topics. Sometimes the BBC show Would I Lie to You? That's clearly a visual show as well, with visual props, but I think you can listen to it as well and just get the jokes as well. It's very verbal. Just two examples. Twilight Zone, I have radio series, radio serial, where you hear the radio version of the television version. And naturally, with the radio broadcasts or the radio versions of Twilight Zone, there's no visuals at all. You just have the Twilight Zone logo and you just listen to it. So I figured, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming my viewers will tolerate or won't mind if they don't see the Bananarama singers, the pair of them, necessarily for every track. So initially I did just leave the phone on the carpet at my feet because I didn't want the ushers to see any recording, but didn't have an issue with that. So then later on in the show, I just held it in my hand, press stop and start, and stop and start each time a new track would begin or end. And only in the last minute or so, when they finished off naturally with Venus and they were saying goodbye, I zoomed in and I held my phone up, as many people did, and just caught the pair of them leave the stage, or about to leave the stage. I will put clearly in the titles of each Bananarama upload track, audio only, so you're not thinking like a photographic camera, did people leave the lens on, that kind of thing. So, yep. I know the usher was just doing their job. There's a venue in Melbourne called the Art Centre. Within the Art Centre there's an auditorium. There's an auditorium called the Hamer Hall for those that often watch performances there. And in some performances, yes, it's very, very strict. Sadly, I've only seen Prince the first and last time after he died. That's why I've only seen Prince once, but I'm fortunate to be able to see him that one time. It's quite a cherished memory. And I was just taking photos, actually this is before my channel, just taking photos of the stage. Prince hadn't started, the house lights were up, and an usher came over and said, please no photography. So that was even before the performance, so can you imagine, yeah, if the performance had begun and I was taking photos. So I don't blame the usher, he was just doing his job. So yes, please bear that in mind when you watch, or if you choose to watch, all the tracks uploaded from Bananarama Live tonight from the London Palladium. The majority of them past track 2 will be audio only and darkness. There won't be any other images. Thank you.